Hey everybody. Well, I have just gone through quite the week with my Quest here, and I just updated to version 79, and in the course of everything that I've had to do, I had to reset my experimental settings, and I don't know how many actually reset themselves, but this is about the screen reader, and I was stuck in the screen reader mode, which meant that I had no hand tracking, could not use the laser pointer on my controllers. It was screen reader only, so I couldn't do anything else except screen read. So I've gone and disabled it where I can. Let me explain if your screen reader gets stuck on. The suggestion from Meta was to factory reset, and I didn't want to do that. Um, I just didn't. I have too many custom settings here that I didn't want to mess with the custom reset. So I was hoping that an update would fix it, and it didn't. The screen reader persisted through the update. It stayed on, booted up the headset. I had to use an Xbox controller just to tool around while my actual controllers got the update themselves to see if I could get to this setting. I had to, when I reset my experimental settings reset to default, it got rid of Meta AI. So I need to turn that back on. I could not enable Meta AI with the screen reader. Now I do realize that they classified the screen reader as an experimental update. However, I didn't realize that it was an experimental update because it's also listed in Vision. So I guess that's because I had experimental features showing on advanced. Regardless, I'm pretty sure that when I enabled the screen reader, obviously I had it checked. Where is screen reader? My my text is pretty small for me right now. I need to get it big again. Um, let's see. Ah, screen reader. Okay, so that was, I'm not going to click it. I'm not going to tempt fate. But I had this on. It was clicked on. And so then in accessibility under vision, it was also under here. If you don't have it on in advanced, it's not going to show up in your accessibility menu under the vision. I tried to disable it many times using the advanced menu and toggling it off here and then toggling it off also in accessibility because one didn't turn off the other for whatever reason. Didn't work. And when I just did the update today, turning it off in advanced didn't work. I was so disappointed. I restarted after I did that. I even reset my experimental features again, hoping to somehow toggle that off. I tried throughout this week, I've tried everything. I tried booting up way out of reach of my controllers so the headset could not detect the controllers when it booted up, thinking since you have to have a controller in order to operate the screen reader, you just have to. All the controls for the screen reader are done with the controllers, and there is no hand tracking. Whether you have it enabled or not, there is no hand tracking with the screen reader. And I didn't even have Meta AI that I could try to open things with because I had disabled it when I reset my features. Screen reader is not ready for prime time. Don't use it. That's my recommendation. If you need a screen reader, it's not ready. You're going to be nothing but frustrated with it. I was so excited that it was here, and now I don't even want to touch it because they did not quality check this thing before they launched it. Even the menus aren't consistent with how you use it. Like, you have to press A, you'll have, there is, I could tell, there is a visual outline of dark blue or light blue or some kind of blue that goes around the box that's highlighted. And it'll tell you like, okay, you're on a window with two boxes. One has 9 options, the other has 4. Good luck discerning what it is you need from that without a visual cue. Because of the visual cue, I could tell when this was highlighted because there was color band down here. But if you can't see, I guess one could argue, why are you using a Quest if you can't see? That if you have total blindness. Beside the point, it could be a little bit more definitive. But you would think to focus in, you press A or X, whether you're using left or right controller. And so then it would focus in on this particular window. And if you used your thumbsticks to go up or down, you wouldn't go to this window or this box. You wouldn't go to this box. If I wanted to get to this box, let's say to close it, because you can't use your controllers, click and point, you had to use your thumbsticks to get down to it and wait for it to say you were at a user IX, user UI box, basically. They don't even call it something that might be recognizable, but I guess what else would they call it? User experience box. But anyway, you would think that once you lower from this big box, it would go to this one, and then it would go to this one. But it doesn't. Sometimes it skips from here to here, and then it goes up. And I think I even had one case where I had to have this selected as A, as I want to focus on this box, and then this showed up. This all has to do with how the boxes are layered in the scene, I suppose. So you can't get to this box unless it's connected to this box, but it shouldn't. They should all be independent, and they should be consistent. If you're on this main box and you want to go down to this so you can close it, it should always be 1, 2, and then 3. It shouldn't be 1, 2, 3, or however they think it needs to happen. Overall, I'm just really disappointed that they released the screen reader without quality testing it. And the fact that I couldn't turn it off meant that I couldn't use my Quest for anything. I couldn't open apps. I couldn't use any apps. My controllers were only good for navigating the screen reader. So I couldn't even test it with, let's say I went to the browser and opened it. I couldn't even read the screen of the browser. The only thing it was good for was reading these Quest menus. They have I don't know who is helping them with accessibility on that, but it's probably more than one person, which is good, but it has a lack of consistency for the user experience. Like I said, this should always be the same process so that I'm not guessing when I press menu down. And the latency involved is also poor. So it's not fast reacting. So okay, I press I bring the thumbstick back, I press it back. Did it go to the next one, or did it not register the input? Meta AI should be able to turn this off, but Meta AI does not have access to your settings. There should be a way for Meta AI to have access to your settings if you enable that. You should be given the option to allow Meta AI to control your settings by voice commands. When they got rid of voice commands, they got rid of the ability to do that stuff. So when I asked, because that was the first thing I did, hey Meta, turn off the screen reader. I can't do that. Or it would open up a window of question and help, which was a big white window, white text, or not white text, but a white background, which is a huge issue for me because of glare. I have dark mode for a reason. And Meta AI was unable to turn off the screen reader. And then it tried suggesting holding the power button and the volume down button and tapping that 3 times in succession. And that did nothing. It tried suggesting a cold reboot, which was a good idea, but it still didn't do anything. No amount of rebooting, no amount of updating solved my issue. So I was super happy today. Sorry it took me so long to get to this point. I got it back up after the restart, and I went to advanced, tried to turn it off, couldn't turn it off. I then because in advance it was in the state that it's in right now, it was off. I didn't have it available in accessibility in order to turn it off in accessibility. So in advanced, I came down here and I re-enabled it. I went through the the navigation process to get to it and re-enabled the button. And then I went to accessibility, went to vision, and it showed up, down here where it's going to be if you have it on. And I toggled it off there, and finally, turning it off, I had to re-enable it after having turned it off. I re-enabled it, came to accessibility, turned it off here, and it worked. And then I went to advanced, and I just turned it off here so that that button wouldn't even be available. I would never accidentally press it, not until I know that it works much better than it does now. So if your screen reader is stuck on, that's how I was able to get it off without having to do a factory reset. I even contacted Meta support. I had to go through their chat because, of course, they don't have a phone number. And so type texting in a tiny chat window on my phone was not much fun either. I don't know, I'll put it this way, I don't know necessarily that you need version 79.1027 in order to finally turn it off, but I will say that this update came a week after I complained about not being able to get into my headset and that I was basically locked out. Because I was locked out from everything usable except for reading stuff on my Quest menus, these things. No app was used with screen reader because I had no controller access. I couldn't switch to lines. So again, if your screen reader is stuck on and you haven't wanted a factory reset and you're just waiting, this is what I did. I navigated my way. I mean, I'm not a stranger to screen readers. I know how to use them. So at least there was that. If you're not, then just carefully follow the instructions. If you need to focus, like let's say you want to get to this window, when it switches to this box, because you'll have to get past the horizon window and everything else. When it gets to this box where you're in your settings, well, you'll have to go here first and go to your quick settings. Then this will come up. Press A. You'll get two windows within this box. And the one with 9 options is the one you want. Use your thumbstick, scroll down until you get to advanced, and then you turn it off in advanced, and then turn it back on if that's where you're at. If you already have it off in advanced, turn it back on. Then obviously you need that in an on state in order to go back to accessibility and turn it off in the accessibility menu. That did not work for me last week. So I'm thinking maybe they fixed that within the update that I just had. Or maybe it was a hot fix that they put in at some point over this last week. I have not tried every single day to get this fixed because honestly it was just super frustrating to have, with everything combined, $700 worth of hardware that I couldn't use. I was just angry and so frustrated that people with very low vision were being treated so casually that they would brick a headset and require a factory reset in order to fix it, which is ridiculous. It's hard enough to set these headsets up on your own when you have low vision, much less have to do it because they failed to implement proper toggles. There should absolutely be a voice command to toggle on and off a screen reader. And to make your hand controls absolutely useless, you can't interact with any menus unless you have your controllers, and you certainly don't have your beams. You can't point and click. It's just, they become mouse commands, kind of. It's just I don't understand their thinking behind it. Meta, you want help with this? Contact me. I will give you pointers. Anyway, rant over. I'm just glad that it's back up. Let's see, since I am on 79, and I noticed that my I don't have the gray background that I expected to see when this happened. I've been dreading version 79 because I knew that it was going to change this. So the fact that I still have my black screen that I can work with is pretty exciting for me. I didn't lose. I need this. I don't want it to be transparent. I need this lack of opacity. And I still have my unknown sources. So there's that. They didn't go away from me. Huh. So I don't know what's causing people to lose their unknown sources. This video isn't about that. It's really about the screen reader. But yeah, I don't know. I'm on 79 now, and I still have my unknown sources. I'm not on the test realm, so perhaps they just made a correction. Again, I'm on version 79.1027. So maybe they've fixed some issues. I don't know. Can't speak to why my version would look any different than somebody else's. I don't know. But I do know that my screen reader is gone, and I'm so grateful. Let me see even if I can. Do I have, because I tried to make videos showing the issue, and I couldn't even submit. I had a video that was like 1 minute long and change, I think. I can't see the time on that. That's 7 minutes. Here, I think it's this one. I couldn't submit it. I was able to get down to a help menu to try to submit a bug report, which I did submit a bug report, but I was trying to attach a video to help explain what was going on. 1 minute and 5 seconds was too much data to transfer. Let me see if I can open this. So, that's me showing that the triggers do not work with the screen reader. So I needed to get the toggle down. You can see that I did. So I couldn't even turn it off there for the longest time. I am a blind user. So here I am with the screen reader. So then from that point, you have to toggle down. And what I needed to do was press A there. I'm gonna have to log in without my controllers and try to force it off, so that I could then get to the toggle button and actually put trigger on the toggle. So I needed to press A on that little box that said screen reader, that one. So if I pressed A again, then it would break it down and screen reader would be its own line. Then I press down on the thumbstick and then this text blurb would be its own line. Then I press down again and I would finally get to this toggle button. And so then I was able to turn it off, but it wouldn't turn it off. No restarting or anything would fix it. So that took me a minute to figure out, is to how far down did you have to drill in order to understand when you were going to impact the situation of the screen reader. So, like, you would think that if you got to that text box that you could press trigger on that whole thing and that would toggle it on and off. But it isn't. You actually have to press A. It's like 3 more clicks just to get to the toggle button. And the toggle button it just says toggle button. So if you can't see, good luck knowing that you've got the right toggle button. You're just going to have to trust that you followed the right path to get there. which then you have to press B out of each one to get out of the menu. It's really effed up, guys. Sometimes trying to implement something poorly, it's not better than having nothing. It's worse. Sometimes it's worse. Anyway, I still get a little heated about it, so I'm gonna let it go there. Thanks. If you needed this, I hope it was helpful. And it's possible, if this is the way some of these features work sometimes, that if you get stuck with something else open, it maybe the same methodology will work for something else. I'll see you later. Just glad to have my Quest back. Bye.